Well, what are we doing here today? We're basically just here to make a wee surprise video. We're just going round. We're on, what's the name of the street? Is it Rockhill Street? I think it is actually. We're here and we're in Rockhill Street, I think, and we're going on to the Greater Maryhill food bank to just make a wee film with Julie Webster. She doesn't know this is happening, so it's a wee surprise video just to see, just want to catch her reaction, I suppose. A wee bit of candid camera. Aha!
I'm so nice to see you back.
There we go.
You're amazing. I'm just watching the video, just talking to you. Well done,
Well, it's good to see you. That's been spoken in a positive way. How you doing, guys?
Good to be with brand new. Beer.
Your name, sir?
You can't kick that ball when we're doing this. Focus. Go in the office with your brother now. Excuse me. Well, we need to take him outside. I can't get
Back here again after a couple of weeks, Julie.
We're here.
Feeling happy then?
I'm very happy.
Right,
I'm happy
good.
my wee angel here. This is my wee angel.
We've basically raised, thank you to everybody for donating to the food, to the fundraiser. The 10 Yes groups are obviously, they're going to benefit by getting their campaign bases, and obviously the rest is coming here. We're total of £10,700, which was 200% of the target, which was fabulous, and I'm really proud of that. So it's 5,000 going to the Yes campaign bases, and there's an Indiegogo fee and a processing fee as well, and then the rest is coming here. I think it should be £5,350 coming here to the Maryhill Food Bank. Exactly. Look at that. My actions have spoken louder than her words. Exactly. Right. Speak.
I don't know.
Speak.
I'm gobsmacked. It's not very often I'm lost for words, but I don't think anybody will ever know how much this money will make a difference to the people at Greater Maryhill in regards to provisions that we'll be able to supply to them. I was looking about here yesterday thinking, oh no, how many more weeks am I going to be able to run? But now obviously, because this amazing man's been raising all this money for us, it's going to be a lot of pressure, a lot of less sleepless nights for me than what I've been having the past few months. As I said before, things like nappies are so expensive now, and there's things that people worry about, and I just hope that if we can give them food provision, that they can spend their money on fresh food and electricity, so that they're getting food and heat coming up into the winter. And that's when we're really challenged the most, when the winter evenings come in and it's cold and they're scared to put their heating on. And just a really sincere, from the bottom of my heart, thanks to everybody that donated. It didn't matter how much people donated, it's the fact that they did donate, and you're part of something very special, and I hope that you can all go to bed tonight, put your head in the pillow and know how wonderful
you've done something great.
Absolutely, and it's something that money can't buy. You know, I say that all the time. Money can't buy a clear conscience of doing the right thing, and we have started a very slow, progressive trip towards building the country that we want, that looks after its people, and this is just a very small part of what we're trying to do. But I just can't thank people enough, and obviously I can't thank Mark enough, because he's obviously the reason we've got the money. I'm just delighted with the outcome. I was expecting 200 quid to 300 quid, and as it was getting higher I was getting more excited, and the sleepless nights were becoming more. But when it got to £4 grand, I couldn't believe it. I was in the pub and I was telling everybody in the pub about it, getting all excited. So it's definitely been the highlight of the food bank opening for me, is being able to meet somebody as wonderful as Mark.
I had to work my backside off for the last 3 days actually to get that fundraiser up and up and up. Did it for this reason of actually putting money into this food bank, but there's also kind of personal, I have to admit there's personal reasons as well, because I wanted to push it just to see how far it could go, in terms of, you know, breaking the £5,350 and then saying, right, okay, this money's going to get at a food bank, come on guys, let's start getting the money on the table, come on. You're not doing this for there's no political reason behind this, it's a humanitarian thing, and it's in your own It's in your country.
But I mean, there is a link, Mark, because obviously
there is a link.
And you know,
but I try to keep it separate because with my contacts, some of them are undecided voters, and they actually paid as well, which is great, because they could then see the link between welfare and independence. They can start to see that sort of argument. They still haven't fully come round to it, but they will. And I think
it's a learned link, and there is a link.
Yes,
and we can sit and deny it, you know, till the cows come home. But there is a link between the use of food banks and the new welfare reform. Anyone that can't see that or won't admit it, you know, it's about accountability. It's about people that make big decisions about how we live, taking accountability. I don't mind people making decisions, but if you make the wrong one, you have to be accountable for that, and you have to admit it, and you have to try and make amends for it. And the only amends that are getting made for this welfare reform is the creation of these food banks to feed people. And that's not a political statement, that's me telling you the facts of what we're doing here. We are feeding people who are not being able to feed themselves. And that's what food banks are about. Nobody wants to see food banks in 21st century Scotland, but unfortunately her hands have been forced, and we've had to have the creation of them. Hopefully they won't be forever. That will very much depend in the next few months on how we move and progress.
The thing that, I mean, there are certain things that I've learned in a very short space of time. One, food banks are on the rise in terms of numbers and in terms of families using them. My understanding is that we have a food bank in Bearsden. There's also a food bank in Inverurie. These are places with money. We are crossing the Rubicon with this, as far as I'm concerned. This isn't just confined to the poor areas of Glasgow, typically, predictably. It's actually starting to, it's like a kind of a cancer that's starting to spread. It's going around the country and it's popping up in different places. So it's in everybody's interest to start moving with this. The second thing is that we need to take control of the welfare state. That is absolutely, it's just become so, I mean, I'm a postman, so one of my reasons for voting for independence would be the renationalisation of the Royal Mail. Fine, it's fair enough. But to then see how other people are living in your country, you can see how the welfare state is being dismantled again and again and again. It's got a kick in every 5 months, basically, and we're only 40% of the way through the cuts, because another 60% have yet to happen. That is worrying. That is, in fact, it's not worrying. That's actually terrifying. So the welfare state being voting for independence just in the welfare state alone has to be one of the prime reasons for independence, just to take control of that alone.
It's about giving us a choice to make decisions that are best for us as well. You know, any service that's ran, regardless of what the service user base that it covers, is always better ran by the people who use it. So that says the same for Scotland as well. The Scottish people know what they want in their country. They know how they want things ran.
We know our problems as well.
Of course we do, and we know what our challenges are and what our weaknesses are. And it's about building on them. It's about maintaining what we've got right, and it's about progressing and adjusting what we need to work on. And as long as we can admit that and say that there's a lot of work to be done, and it's going to be hard, of course it's going to be hard, but it can be done.
This is also about having a dignified society that you live in.
Absolutely.
It's a question of self-respect. I'm fed up with this. I'm fed up living in a country or in an artificial state whereby respect and dignity and all these kind of things, they're all going out the window.
Lost.
We need to bring this back because people have to have a sense of worth. I think that's what independence is really about, actually. It's about a sense of self-worth. And I certainly think that we are worthy enough to be in charge ourselves, but I also think that people have to feel that in terms of their everyday lives. The job that they do, the lives that they live, all that kind of stuff as well.
I would invite anybody that's undecided about independent Scotland to come in and spend a day in here with me, or a week in here with me, and come in here and see what I have to see every day. And people say, why do you do it? Because it needs done. And I would worry that if I didn't do it, no one else would. We're supposed to be progressing. You know, we're going back the way. We're going back to the days where I can remember eating food back when my dad's worked in the shipyards with the strike, and we didn't know where the next meal was coming from. I certainly would expect my children to be seeing what I saw at their age. It's about progression, it's about building this country up to be what we need it to be and what we want it to be. As Mark said, it wasn't about politics near the end, it was about giving to this, it was about feeding people. And you know, that's what we've done, and that's what we will do, and I'm really, really look forward to doing a supermarket sweep with this cash. I'll get somebody to time me and
Can I come and watch?
I think the two of us. I think it'd be a really good idea if the two of us to be in Tesco
doing
the first
Tesco
shop.
across the road, supermarket sweep.
Right, we'll see. Mark starts at one aisle and I've got the other. We'll see who gets back in time. But it's been great, it's fantastic working with Mark, and keep up the good work.
From my point of view, it's a privilege to. I mean, I love doing bike runs, so it's great. Got another challenge out the way, which is great from my own personal perspective. But the bigger picture is that people are getting food. They're getting these shelves are going to be full for what the next.
That money will keep us going well into next year.
Yeah, exactly.
Well into next year.
So that's well done, guys. Thank you for that. That's the main thing. These shelves are going to be full now because of that. So there are going to be a lot of families in Maryhill and the wider community that are going to benefit.
And if there's anybody in Greater Maryhill that's hungry, please don't be hungry. That door's always open.
61 Chapel Street.
61 Chapel Street. Our contact details for Twitter and Facebook are on the website. Come along, get food. You don't have to pass any tests, or you don't have to be categorised in any way. Just come along if you're hungry.
Probably better if you're sanctioned by the social.
Well, you know, nobody will walk past that door and not get food. If you're hungry,
exactly.
Please don't be
That's
hungry. Come and get food, and we're all happy to provide a service that's much needed in Maryhill.
It's been great. This has been absolutely fantastic.
All right.
Yeah. Well done, that man.
Well done, thank you.
There we go.
Right, can I get a wee picture of my mum and dad? Because if I go home and put a picture of him,
I don't know, tax costs or something, who knows?
Who knows?
You know.